Look at this guy. His body seems to be at odds with this weird thing. Lick, the Morse code recorder, hurried back inside. Covered in ash, he planned a good wash. As he undressed, a strange liquid oozed out. He turned to see. His beloved tattoos vanished. His hands bled for no reason, no wounds visible. Lick grabbed a towel to cover himself. In his panic, his right hand started gushing blood. Lick was bewildered, unsure what was happening. Soon, he collapsed in agony. Next, he bled from the mouth, eyes red. His agony cries drew the whole folks' attention, and when the captain arrived, horrified, they found Lick dead. Kate saw ash on him, guessing his death was linked to it. Ross collected an ash sample. They puzzled why only Lick died in the ash rain, and his tattoos vanished completely. The captain was equally confused, hoping Ross could sort it out. Then Firma approached, ready for the backup boat. 500 them from the drilling platform. They learned others knew no more about the fog. Communication and radar were down. For now, they rely on lights to communicate. Daybreak and fog will mean losing contact with the backup boat, which the best time to board was tonight. Ross opposed, reminding it breached contract. The fog wouldn't convince the board. Plus, the backup boat crew didn't know the fog either. Staying on the platform was safer. Foromo said if they didn't leave and another blackout occurred, and the backup boat drifted off course in this fog, they'd be totally cut off from the backup boat. The captain, watching this couple bicker, started feeling seen. Meanwhile, Baz saw the drilling platform being pounded by massive waves. He freaked out and ran into the medical room to find a work uniform in it. Suddenly, he felt a sharp toothache and found his gold tooth, costing half a year's salary, fallen out. Soon, Kate rushed to the captain, saying Baz was missing. After checking the surveillance, they couldn't find him anywhere, so they roped Alvin in to help search. They finally spotted Baz in a storage room. Alvin warned him not to stay in Ash Rain long, Lick just died. Baz, more terrified, heard only noise in his head. Seeing Baz in stable state, Alvin comforted him. As he touched his shoulder, lights flickered. Baz screamed something was in it. Alvin was totally confused, but before Baz could finish, his body began to convulse. Then visions of Alvin drowning flooded his mind. It felt like a murder. Regaining his senses, Baz stumbled back in terror, leaving without warning Alvin of the impending danger. Leaving Alvin stunned, after Baz left, he saw a bizarre glass patch in 6 circles, one broken at the outer edge. Seeing the risky signal from the back boat, Keaton devised a plan, whipped out a knife, pried open a window, and peered at the ash clouds. Little did he know the ash was harmful. Gathering courage, he jumped out the window. Worried about Alvin, Firmo joined to search for Baz. When they saw the lifeboat, they thought Baz hid inside, but with flashlight, they found no trace. As they shut the door, Firmo cut his hand. Puzzled about Baz, they bumped into newly escaped Keaton. Keaton rushed back, grabbed a crowbar, locked the door. On the way, he bumped into Heather, confused she wasn't locking him up. Did the captain let him go out of kindness? She asked Keaton where he was going. He said someone must lead them away. Heather was confused, not knowing his meaning. But unbeknownst to her, he had snuck into the control room to send out an SOS signal to the backup boat. Vermo was the only radio engineer on board, aside from Baz. When he saw the lights flickering on the deck, he immediately realized someone was signaling the backup boat. At the same time, the backup boat received the signal and sped towards the platform. As the duo prepared to head back, they discovered the door had been locked. Vermo then noticed in horror that the ash rain had inexplicably terrified by poor guidance. He feared a boat crash. Then, Owen proposed going to the top while Vermo waited for the door to open. But little did he know, that would be a one-way trip. Vermo grabbed a flashlight and yelled for help. Luckily, Heather hadn't gone far and called the captain. After Vermo quickly explained what was happening, they rushed to the control room and set off the alarms. The crew donned their life jackets and prepared for impact. Tense, they said the backup boat was their only escape. Ding then ordered him to hand over the key or be fired instantly. Under pressure, Heaton relented, and Vermo switched on lights to guide the backup boat. Meanwhile, Alvin spotted Baz hiding on the deck. He urged Baz to come with him, but Baz replied off as he looked at the water below sparkling with an eerie blue glow, as if holding some secret power. Alvin was freaked out and asked Baz what was down there. Alvin was confused, reached out saying the backup boat was nearing. Staying was dangerous. He saw it approaching fast. Alvin was frantic and tugged on Baz's collar to wake him up, but instead, Baz pushed him onto the gun. Then Alvin spit seawater non-stop. Dingland rushed in, but it was too late. As Baz escaped, the backup boat veered less than a meter from the platform. Crisis averted, but when the captain arrived, Alvin had lost consciousness. Strangely, he drowned, 2 crew lost in a day. The station chief was heartbroken. Meanwhile, Ross discovered the hidden secret in the ash after a series of tests. Turns out, The ash carried some kind. Once these parasites entered the body, they would repair any damage and eliminate all impurities. This could explain why the wounds on Little Black healed so quickly, and why his denture. However, the tattooed crew's death cause was uncertain, needing further study. As Russ suspected, Old Fuss's hand injury started healing. Until noon next day in the cafeteria, a girl noticed the fog and ash lifting. In their anxiety, they spotted the Kinlochsy drilling platform opposite. It was ablaze. Yet, with no proper means of transport, they couldn't cross over to help. The captain gathered everyone for a rework. After comforting the crew about the tragic dilemma, Dinglan assigned the first task: wash the ash off the deck using the rain system. The captain ordered the remaining crew to form a search team and find Baz, bringing him back. Baz, from the cement production area, pulled out a sample of his own blood from his pocket